everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope you are ready for a new DIY inspiration. What we're going to use for this DIY is of course the smaller tumbling tile blocks. I always say make sure that you have 4 until 5 packages laying around in your stash so you have enough for every DIY. Of course my container with everything inside I need for DIYing, but the most important is of course the wood glue, and I choose a very simple brand wood glue, but choose any glue you like. Of course I have here my paint. Paint is of course the color of your choice. I have here an old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. I have here some grill mat, and of course you find them in a very I hope you in a very cheap store, because I only pay a bigger one for €1, so make sure that you don't pay too much. You can also use some chicken wire. And I have here, for a silhouette, I have here a little cutting board. But of course, I will give you the measurement in a moment, or else the DIY is not fitting what you are going to make. So you have to know the measurement. Oh, that's really bad English. Bad English. But of course, we are going to jump into this DIY. So of course, I give you the measurement of my shape of my cutting board I will use. This is, of course, mine is 29.5 centimeters in the length, 20.5 centimeters. Of course, in inches, it is 11.5 centimeters, 11.5 inches, not centimeters, inches. And of course, the wider side is in centimeters. He is 14.5 centimeters, 14.5. And in inches, he is almost 6 inches. So I'm going to use this as a silhouette. So what I'm going to do, I always going to look, I place my blocks on my table this way, and I'm going to measure out a little how many blocks I will need, because you don't want to use too many blocks because that's a waste of money. And if I'm looking like this, you see already, I already have the size, and I used 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you can use 9 blocks, but you also can go for 10. Then he is a little bit better when you do the sides on top. So we are going to make rows of 10. And you see already on the table are the 6 rows of 10. So we're going to do 6 rows of 10. So we have the widest and we have the length. So if you make sure that your cutting board shape is just in between, you also can do the 6 pieces of 10 and then draw on the top only the top of the cutting board. Then you're always fine with the measurement. So again, we are going to lay them flat on the table. We're going to go for the smallest side, and we just do some glue on this side, and we are going to row them very easy on each other this way, and you make nice little rows. And of course, I like decorating with cutting boards. I also collect them out of the thrift stores, because I like also the older pieces, but I always look for that I can really clean it up, because I'm a little bit have a little bit kind of a tick about cleaning. So I always make sure that I can clean it up, because I don't like if I don't can clean it up. So that's why I love to go to the thrift store. You can find so many beautiful pieces. Recently, I also bought an old clock. I just removed the inside of the clock, and now I only use the clock piece, and the rest I did throw away. And then this way you can easily change up your decor for a little bit of the cost of the price. Must say that also the prices here in the Netherlands are really getting higher in the thrift stores, because I'm looking back to a couple of years ago, then the prices were really good, but at this moment it is getting higher and higher. But when I look at other people who are going to thrift stores, I see that they have the same problem in different countries. So I think it's a little bit kind of a trend, because a lot of people like thrifted decor. So if there are many people who love it, most of the time it gets expensive every time. So, but let me know in the comments if you also like drifting in a thrift store and what you're going to do with it. Are you going to change it up, the pieces you buy, or maybe you don't do anything about it? So let me know. So, and now we have the last of our blocks. We are going to squeeze it from the inside to the outside, but always go back to the outside and press it one time really hard on the outside because you want to have it squeezed real nice. Again, don't worry if it pops out, and just glue it together again. I had it already so many times, so don't worry about it. I do it over here, and I'm going to clean it up and let it dry in for at least a couple of minutes. So again, I'm going to make sure that I wipe away the glue. I do it a little bit faster this way, and going to let it dry in for a couple of minutes. So I did let them dry for a couple of minutes, and of course if you want to do also the back side, so you wiped away the top side, do it fast. Just move it, place it straight up. Always go fast and straight up. And of course it still can break, but doesn't matter, glue it together again. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn them a little like this. Blocks are falling down. Don't worry about it. So again, this way, and we're going to place it straight up. Only 5 of them. We're going to place straight up this way, and the last, and we're going to give it on the top side, we give it some glue. Be sure that every top has a little bit of glue. I think some people who are watching me for the first time think, or most of the time, what a chaos. Yes, it is. It is a chaos over here, because I just like everyone else, you see already, now my glue is not running every time when my camera is on. It is one big mess. You see already, he's really not want to join me. So if you have a moment, yes, I'm back again. I did some needle through the opening, and he is back again. So don't worry, it's always a chaos. We're going to place them down, and we're going to roll them until one piece together. And of course this took a little bit more of my time that I liked, and now it's a little bit drier than I really like, because I only wait a couple of minutes to be sure that we can easily fill in the gaps. So I'm now have a little bit more of a hard time to filling in the gaps, but of course we are going to do our best. We're going to squeeze it and give it some pressure, and over here, but it costs you a little bit more of your strength. And I'm going to make sure that also the sides have a nice straight line. We're going to wipe away the glue and then check again if everything has a nice shape, and then we're going to let it dry for at least 1.5 hours. So again, squeeze as hard as you can. So in the meantime, our back side is drying. We are going to do the sides, and the sides we are going to use for 4 rows of 3. So 4 rows of 3, and we're going to glue them on the top side. So just do a little bit of glue on the top and roll them together this way. You do it over here and on this way, and you roll them over here. And this is already for 2 sides. So you have already, if you finish this, you already have both of the sides. And you can use this as an organizer, because I think I didn't even tell you what we're going to do. We're going to make a cutting board slash organizer, which way you can use for many purposes in your home. So you can use it for anything. So I'm going to over here and going to squeeze it, and we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So you see we have now our 4 pieces of 3. What we're going to do, we're going to do some glue on a loose block on this side and on this side, and we're going to place it over here at the ending. And we do here the same, and over here, and we place this one on this side. We're going to close it up with this one very gently, Make sure that you have a straight line before you're going to let it dry in. And give it a little bit of pressure, not too much because not everything is dried up yet. So again, wipe away the glue and feel with your fingers that you still have a nice straight line. We do here the same. Get a loose block over here. At least I hope. At least I hope. This is one of those days. Bear with me again, but I think you can relate to a lot of the problems I'm going to face, because everyone has problems when they are DIY. Nothing goes as smooth as you always see in most of the DIYs, because at least not with me. It is always one chaos. So again, squeeze it this way and give it some pressure. Go a little bit to the outside, and we're going to wipe away the glue again, and also over here. And we're going to let this dry in for at least, I think, 20 minutes. So of course we are going to work later further with this one. We're going to let it dry with the, of course, the back side over here. And now we're going to do the front, because we need to work with the sides, but we do that later after we painted it. So we place this over here, and now we're going to do the front side. So now we're going to do the front side, and we do 2 rows of 10. So again, we do very easy. We place them flat on the table, and we do some glue on the smallest line, and we make a nice row out of it, because I want to have them in the same height as I did the sides. And we're going to make later on the front of our piece, we're going to make something embellishment, you call it. I don't know how you really call it. I hope that is what it's called. At least then I hope you know what I mean. So again, over here, the last row, and number 7, of at least number 9 and 10 is the closure up. You're going to squeeze them together and press together. You do here the same. Press it and squeeze it and wipe away the glue and let it dry in for a couple of minutes. So what we're going to do, we waited a couple of minutes. Now we're going to glue some glue on the top of a loose block over here. And we're going to place this one in this corner. We do this one and this one in this corner. And I do one in the middle, and you have a row of 10. So you do it with in between the number 5 and number 6. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you place it in between here and give it some pressure. Of course, you do it over here also, and don't stick in the glue like I did just right now. So you're going to squeeze it and press it together. Make sure that everything has a nice straight line. Wipe away the glue. And look every time that you are still in between the pieces where you want to have it. And then we're going to let this dry in. So in the meantime, while the pieces are drying, we are going to make the bottom. And the bottom we do 4 rows of 7. But you can do the bottom as big as you like. If you want to have it even bigger where he stands on, then you can decorate a little bit more on the front side. But I'm going to make sure that I have a little overlay, not too much. So that's why I go only for 4 rows of 7. So very easy. You lay them again flat on the table. You roll them together. And that is for me is a very easy bottom, because I want to have a small space where I need to decorate it. So that's why I don't do it as big. But you can change it up any way you like. I always say that's the greatest. Everyone has always amazing ideas. So of course give your own twist on it, because I only give you the base and you can change it up at your own taste. So again, row number 3, and the last is of course row number 4 of 7, and this one and this one, and of course going to squeeze them together this way. Over here we do it this way, and we're going to wipe away the glue and let it dry in for a couple of minutes. And you see already he wants to pop up. So I'm going to wipe the glue away and let it rest. So I waited a couple of minutes. I'm going to turn all of them. I'm going to place 3 of them on the side this way, and I'm going to give it some glue on the tops. Over here, make sure that again all the blocks have a little bit of the glue, and over here, and place them down, and over here, and row them together this way. Make sure that also the sides have a straight line, and then very gently press it together until one piece, because you want to have a nice bottom. And we work away and this way, and we're going to wipe away the glue. And then we go back, because you see already he's still moving around, but it doesn't matter. You can easily place it together again, and I'm going to let this dry in for at least also an hour. So in the meantime, the rest is drying. I'm going to get my backside, and he's already dried up for at least 1.5 hours. I'm going to get my cutting board, and I'm going to place it on top, and I'm going to get my marker, and I'm just going to go around. I make sure that I have it in the middle, and make sure that you have the lines over here, and go around and around here, and then you already have the shape of your cutting board. You see, I hope you can see the lining a little bit like this, but of course I'm going to make them a little thicker, because I'm old, so I need to see where I will need to cut my piece. And of course you can do it with a handsaw. Maybe you can let someone else do it if you are yourself a little bit scary of getting the jigsaw, but the jigsaw is very easy and handy to use. I use it already for years. So I'm going to make it a little thicker, and I'm going to cut it out. So you see already, this is how he is looking like. And of course I'm going to make a little hole on the top with my drill. So I'm going to drill a little hole over here. You can make it as big as you want. I looked for if I like it bigger, better, but I think I'm going to go not too big, but choose your own wideness you want to use. So that's the only thing we still need to do, is make a little opening over here, and then we're going to paint it. So you see already on the table are the things we just made. Is the bottom, we have our cutting board, we have our little frames we are going to work later with, and of course we have our front side. And the next thing we need to do, we need only two loose blocks, and we are going to paint them also in the white color. I'm going to paint this also in the white, and 2 loose blocks. So, and I use an acrylic paint, so not a chalk paint, acrylic, because I want with mine that still the wood is coming through. And with some chalk paints it is really in one coat it is covering, but I don't want to have it totally covered. So I'm going to go for a little bit of the wood shining through. But of course, choose any color. Maybe you like spray paint, if you like it in the gold or the silver, or maybe copper. Just do whatever you think it's right. So I'm going to take my time for it. I won't bore you with that. So I did paint all my pieces. What I'm going to do now, we're going to give a couple of pieces, we're going to give some webbing. Of course, I call it webbing, but it's just a piece of your grill mat. So it sounds expensive if you call it webbing. But I'm going to place it over here, and I'm going to cut off a little piece. These are leftovers from another mat, so of course always make sure that you save your pieces, because you always can use them again. So I'm going to cut off this way, and I'm going to do very easy. I'm just going to place it on top of here, and of course you can do it a little smaller. I'm just going to do some hot glue on the corners over here. And over here, do it on this side, over here, and the other one. And then I hope that everything sticks nicely together. So, and of course I'm going to let this dry in for at least a couple of seconds, because I need to wait until everything is dried up, and then I'm going to do the other one. So you see, now I already have the 2 pieces, and of course this will be the inside. You only see this side. So we are going to now have one piece, that's this one. Look always which side you want to have on the inside or which one you want to have on the outside. And I have here again another piece which is a leftover piece. I'm going to place it over here. I'm going to cut off a little piece like this. And again, this way. And I'm going to do the same. I'm going to place it on top of here. And here. Try to do it in the middle. I know it's for the inside, but for my idea, it's always great that everything is looking nicely. Of course, we do some glue on this side. And we do the same on this side. And over here. And on this side. And I'm going to let it dry in for at least also a couple of minutes. So now I have all the pieces with some webbing. You see this one. And of course, this two, we are going to turn this one over and this one over. And if everything is correctly, you have two loose blocks. And you see already what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue them exactly in the middle. So I'm going to do a little bit of the glue, a little drop here and a little drop here. And I'm going to place them in the middle. So over here, and let it fall down this way. And of course, get it off the table because, or else it glues on top of you, on your table. So this is one. Now we do a little bit of glue on this one and a little on this one. And we place this one also exactly in the middle. So over here, this way. And get it off your table and make sure that you keep it in your hand for a little moment until it is dried up. So you have two pieces of this one. So, and now we are ready to place the pieces together. Of course, always look which side of your piece you want to use for your, on the inside where you're going to look to. And of course, I'm going to do some glue on this one. I'm doing some glue on the longest line over here, and I'm going to place this one. I have to turn it around, place it on this side on the ending, and make sure that you feel with your fingers that you have it inside of your piece. And we do here the same. Of course, we do it on the underside over here, and we place this one on this side, and we're going to give it some pressure. Make sure that it stays inside of your the underside. It has to be straight on this side, on both of the sides. And then we're going to wipe away the glue we don't need. Of course, go around like this. And of course, do here the same. Go with your fingers. And let it dry in for a couple of minutes. So now I have the sides. What I'm going to do some glue on top of here. Over here, do a little line, and we do a little line over here. And be sure before, maybe I didn't tell you, but be sure that you have enough space that you glue the widest of the block, so you still can glue it over here, or else you can get in trouble with the webbing. So make sure that you have here enough space. Cut the webbing so small that you still can place one block on top of here, or else it doesn't fit. So we are going to place this one on top over here, and we're going to look for, you see already, this is not fitting. You can tell me what went wrong. You see already, this is really not fitting, so I didn't count right. I am going to look and you see in a moment what I mean. So of course I also tell you always what is going wrong, and you see already where I did go wrong. I told you in the beginning, for the cutting board we need 6 rows of 10, but we didn't need 6 rows of 10, we needed 6 rows of 8. So what I just did 8 pieces over here, but I did 10 on the front side. Yeah, then you already know that it never will fit. So I have to work with what I have. So I'm going to place this one on the side, and I'm going to place this one over here. and this one will be over here, and then I'm going to try to at least get it fitting on top of here. But be sure, if you're going to make this one, be sure you do 6 rows of 8. Then you also do here 2 rows of 8 and 1 in the middle, 1 in the middle, and 1 in the middle. Then you have the same. Or you do 6 rows of 10 and also 10 over here. So be sure, don't make this one is totally fine. You can make this one is fine, but for the other one you have to take 10 or you take 8, and not what I did, 8 and 10. That doesn't work. It never will work. So I'm going to place this one on the side and I'm going to make it work. So, and you see already, now he is fitting nicely. Of course, I already know what I did wrong. I was thinking, looking back at the videos, and of course I did 6 rows of 10, but I thought, how can I miscount that way? But I did 6 rows of 10, and I did of course here also 10, but I totally forgot that if you measure your cutting board, you are cutting a piece of your wood off. That's why he is smaller, because I did cut off the silhouette of my cutting board. So be careful, don't do it the way that I do. Just cut off your cutting board and then measure out how many you need for the front side. Then you don't have the problem that I do. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get my bottom. I'm going to place this one straight up, and I'm going to do some glue on the underside over here, some around over here, and I'm going to go around here and around here this way. And now I really hope that my piece is of course fitting nicely on top of here. So I'm going to get my piece, make sure that I have it where I want to have it, and let it fall down this way. And now I'm going to let it settle in a moment. So I did cut out of my stat a wooden round, but you can easily just make it from cardboard. The round is 10 centimeters, and he is in inches, he is 4. So 10 centimeters, and I have this one, but you can cut this easy. He only needs to be smaller than the 10 centimeters of the 4 millimeters. If I'm correctly, yes, I said 4, yes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my yellow paint, and I'm going to paint this too in the yellow color. So now I have a yellow round, and I have of course I think a clump, if I'm correctly, bee clump. I hope I say it right. I have to look it up. Of course, I'm going to have a little piece of leftover of my webbing. I'm going to place this exactly in the middle like this. And I'm going to get my other part, and of course we call it honingraad. Honingraad. It's a lot different than what you use. And of course I'm going to glue this on top of here. I just only do some hot glue on the back side and then press it on top of here, and then it will stick already, because it's going through the webbing until the other part. So I'm going to do just some glue in the middle, and of course I should have done it already earlier over here, and I'm going to place it where I think it needs to be, over here, and I'm going to press it down until it is dried up. And then I'm going to get my letters. I'm going to use some wooden letters, but you can use some sticker letters. You can write on it. You can do anything. So I've here my letters B, and I'm going to of course give them with my marker a little bit of the black color, and then I'm going to glue them on top of here. So you see, this is how mine turned out, and I know you see it backwards, but I just did some black letters, at least wooden letters, and I made them black with a marker and some dots around it, and it looks already very nice. So you can give your own twist on it. So, and I'm going to give the opening which we drilled, I'm going to give a black velvet ribbon. So, and I did my ribbon on top of here, my velvet ribbon, and you see in a moment how I decorated it, and if I get away with my mismeasurement. So I hope, let me know in the comments what you think of it, even when I did measure my piece. But of course, don't make the mistake like I did. And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tower blocks B cutting board organizer, and I'm so happy how this one turned out. I know I had some obstacles to come over because I didn't do the measurements right, but of course you can make a much better one. Everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give it a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Everyone have an amazing day, and of course I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!